I'm so excited for today. It's Self-Love Friday. I think also for everyone, I'm going to be adjusting the time of some of the lives because I need to. This little twisty went all the way home. I'm going to adjust some of the times because we've just been having so much fun in all the classes, and now they're getting a little close together and they're getting a little bit later. So I might put a poll out in the community tab and in Discord. So make sure you're paying attention. I'm going to throw out some new times and see what works best for everyone. If you love the current times, you can definitely let me know. Today is Mango Men Friday and relationship chat. Hi, El, magical fairy dragon. How are you doing? How's life? You've been on it. I love it. You've been like, I can feel your energy and it feels so good. Like a week ago, there was a lot going on. And now this week, you feel so magical and like empowered and just all the beautiful things. And I'm really excited for you. Feel free to let me know what your energy is like today, the vibe in the art of love and magnetism. We talked about love and, you know, breaking old patterns, linking together the dots, talking about trauma bonding, like all sorts of stuff. Crucial conversations within relationships. And we actually also talked about rupture and repair and different types of feminine and masculine energy, or femme and mask energy, Shiva Shakti dynamics, all sorts of stuff. So how are you all doing today? I wanted to talk also about chapter 5 and pull some names. And to be honest, I feel like chapter 5 was a doozy. But I feel like it's perfect timing because of the energy right now. There's a lot of relationships and dynamics being reevaluated during this time. So, you know, if you've been feeling the urge to switch up how you do things, communicate more clearly, cut people out of your lives, or, you know, put some distance with them, or really pour into yourself, it's all astrologically led right now. And just proof again that we're all aligned as a community and that no one's ever doing it alone, right? I made sure to set my alarm to wake up for your live, especially and still sleepy, but I'm here. Yay, I enjoyed chapter 5. I'm excited to hear more about it. Hello, is it Timmy Pyre? Timapire. Tim Ipire. Feel free to let me know. I want to make sure I say it right. Thanks for showing. Elle, what time is it where you are? I think I need to adjust the time for some of these lives and classes that kind of hit in the right zone. I'm doing well. How are you? We're talking about the Mango Man manifestations and love and all the things. How are you? What are you up to today? Nice to meet you. I don't think I've met you before. I'm going to check my world clock just really quickly because it feels important. And now that I've relocated, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not going to be whispering. If you want me to whisper as in talk softer, you can exit. There's that, if that's what you mean. So today for chapter 5, I was reading through a lot of the comments. Oh, let me see here. This user, I don't know what this is. I'm just not going to connect to Twitch anymore because I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. I don't know how to use Twitch, so I don't know. Block whispers from strangers. I don't know. It's 10:48 a.m. Oh, got it. Okay. So it's not too late. Oh my gosh. So I went to Lake Tahoe Ren Fair and saw a place I wanted to stay. And now I think I'll stay there with my boyfriend and his dad tomorrow. Amazing. I'll get to go to the beach. How do you feel? How do you feel? We were just talking about traveling and having fun and doing all the things. See, you're in this like very magnetic, you're in this very magnetic energy. You're in this very, very magnetic energy. That's exciting. I love Lake Tahoe. It's so nice. It's so, so, so nice. I forgot what I was saying. I'm getting a lot of visions today. The energy still from the portal is like throwing me for a whirlwind. And oh yeah, I was saying about chapter 5. Chapter 5 was very interesting. That's what I was going to do because I wanted to read some of the comments because I love them so much. I feel like you all really put some thought into writing on here. So Victoria had said, I don't know how to do that right now, so I'm not going to do it because I'm on StreamYard. So I can do it afterwards, unfortunately. I don't know anything about Twitch. I'm sorry, I just pressed the button. My first thoughts were no way this could be true. This was such an awesome listen. If this isn't true, you have one hell of an imagination, which I do have an imagination, but I love, that's why I'm a writer. Either way, I love it. I don't think it's true though, because of one particular detail. If you left this particular detail out, you are very clever. Definitely red flags were ringing and dinging all over the place. I want to know, I wish Victoria was here because I want to know what particular detail you thought I left out. Hi, Dee. It's great to see you. Did you vote on Substack? I'm buying everybody time again. I'm buying everybody time. And this next round after this one for chapter 6 is going to be fun because I'm raffling off something else that's going to be even bigger. So you better go vote. Let me know if you voted, Dee. I'm going through the comments right now. We have from Claire. So the first one was a red heart. This one's a green. He was unraveling, in quotes, such an incredibly written story. Your attention to detail and how you read the story had me enraptured. I also learned how to be in my power about something temporary and not to bend myself into what I am not interested in. Thank you. For folks who read it, what was your biggest takeaway from this chapter, from chapter 5? Because obviously I'm not just writing stories just like willy-nilly. But it's always so fun to see what people take away from it or, you know, what they realize about themselves. Dee, you said I didn't put a heart. I did it on laptop, so I didn't have an emoji. Okay, well, what color did you want to put? Did you think it was true or did you think it was false? What did you think? I'm like, oh yes, this is an opportunity. Yay. I definitely feel called to take because it's such an amazing aligned action. Yes. My boyfriend gets nervous to drive with IBS. Oh no. And I'm supportive if we have to stop along the way. I love that you shared that. That's so funny. IBS is usually caused by inflammation. So if they need help with their inflammation, you let me know. You let me know. How gracious of you to support them through their IBS driving. You're so funny, Elle. I also love this comment. Nia said, Claire, woo, I totally agree on having learned how to be in your power about something temporary and not bend. Ooh, that's a good one. Have any of you been in situations where you felt like you were bending towards the other person a little bit too much or forgetting about your boundaries or like just allowing the situation to happen to you instead of navigating the situation? I think chapter 5 was true and the dude had red flags from, I think I put a heart. Yeah, I think I'm coming up to yours almost next. Nia put incredible writing. This was a great listen, all big. This man lost me at not paying for your ticket to the event and showing up with his fan club upside down smiley face. This is hilarious. red flags are here for sure, but for some reason I think you both needed to teach each other something, so I'll say green. That's true. Sometimes you just go through life and it's you have to learn your lessons, right? There's soul contracts, and as a person, just like all of you, the only way to expand your bubble or your soul's energy or ascend is to experience moments. Like literally live your life. If you're spending your time not living or going into situations that you don't quite know everything about, like how are you going to navigate the unknown? You know, like sometimes it's orchestrated by the ancestors, sometimes it's orchestrated by the universe. Either way, to me, every relationship that you come across is worth learning from. Like that's the beauty of existing in this world. Red heart, and I thought it was true as fuck. It's so funny. I love D, why did you, let me see if you wrote it. Oh yeah, L, I see yours. Green heart, a lesson, exclamation. But there's a lot of red flags. Everybody's saying all the red flags. I'm sticking with green though. I love that. Oh yeah, here you are, D. This one definitely feels like a soulmate lesson. It's interesting. Good guess. Every time I read a story of yours, it mirrors to me one of mine. I love this story. It was detailed, enjoyable, and kind of spicy. I love that. I want to know from everybody too. Do you want more spice in these stories? Like, I've been going back and forth on like how much to share. Like, maybe I just throw in a couple spicy ones. You let me know. I'd say this one was a real story. Oh yeah, so you said it was really like you said you didn't put the green on there. I'm super excited. This is this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun. Oh wow. We always learning. I love spice. I don't mind. I'm actually thinking for this one, I might do a bonus giveaway on this one. I'm thinking because I feel like y'all really put in the effort on this and reflected. I'm like, Sometimes I just like to give things away because I can. I love the mix between spiciness and some that aren't really spicy and more storyline. So I was like, I love the spice. I don't mind. So more of that and also a mix. Okay. That's good to know. Maybe I'll switch some of the chapters around and see how it goes. Yeah, I think I'm gonna throw in a little bonus for this one just because I feel like it. I'm feeling that energy. Do y'all want something extra for this? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do for for everybody who commented on this post? I'm gonna give every single one of you. So DL, Nia, Claire, and Victoria, I'm gonna give you a free 1-question reading, a text reading, because I feel like it. And you get a reading, and you get a reading, and you get a reading, and you get a reading. So I will contact all of you and reach out to you, and I will send you an email as an amazing job because I feel like y'all have been really, like this group in particular, between all of you, have been really doing the work. So I want to give you a little something extra. The folks who aren't here, they don't get it because they didn't comment. And also just a huge thank you to all of you and welcome through this new portal. So I will yeah, I'll email all of you because I have all of your contact information. Some of you, no, I met Victoria today actually, so I know how to reach all of you. I will reach out. You can claim it, and then I can give you like a week or something to submit your question, and then I'll pull you some cards. How's that feel? How's that feel? Yes, a little extra. I wouldn't mind. A little extra. Oh, thank you, Z. Happy to help. Happy to share. Oh, my heart is so full. This is so pure. I'm so grateful. Yay! I'm just feeling in a really like loving mood, and I always pay attention to people who are doing the work, and I'm really big when it's genuine, and I can always tell even energetically if something is genuine. Um awesome. It feels great. Of course. Y'all are amazing. Um I notice these things. I always notice it. And that doesn't mean going forward you're, all the things, but like I can tell that you all are extremely genuine, and it's just a thank you from me to you, as keep doing the amazing work. And a lot of you, I feel like, help the community a lot. And so if there is a question that you've been wanting to ask the universe or your ancestors, I will get that clarity for you as a gift. And I will also recognize your number, likely. I feel it too, and I feel it so beautiful, and I'm so honored to support you. Oh, you're so sweet. Yeah, I appreciate everybody's support. We just have a really great community that's growing here, and I love it so much. I love it so much. D, I'm actually gonna double check that you might be the only person maybe I don't have your information. But I'm gonna put, yeah, maybe I thought maybe I would have yours, but actually I don't think I have yours. So D, if you want to email me, I'm gonna put in the chat. You can email me with your information, and then you all will receive a text message. You'll receive a text message. I'm really happy to be in this community. Yay! I'm so excited. How do you all feel? Are you chill with a text message? And then you can just ask your question on there since it's text tarot. Let me know. Let me know. You can let me know. Yeah, you can give me your phone number, your name, and your email. And then I can put you in there and save it. And then I will text you all so that you can ask your question, and just make sure you submit it in the next 7 days. 7 days, not 7 working days, 7 days. 7 days. What a surprise. This is so fun. I love giving stuff away. I just thought it would be kind of cool, mix it up. I love to mix it up. And yeah, who doesn't love gifts? Text tarot is cool. I like the sound of it. Yeah, it's really fun. It's anybody could use it at any time. I'm gonna give it to you obviously for free, but yeah, if anyone ever needed it, it's there. If you're like, I just want a reading, I have one question and I can't seem to figure out the answer myself, you're welcome to use it. And it's just my work number, so you can just text Soul Tarot to my work number and it'll show up. It's actually this number. I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah. So you can text Soul Tarot to this number, and that's how you access it. But yeah, chapter 5 was a doozy. It was a doozy. Do you want to know if it was true or false yet? Should I tell you? Are you ready for it? I feel like y'all are ready to know the truth. And I read the comments as well. I read them. Um, yeah. Each chapter, every time I write it, I'm like, yowza. Who was you? That's not me. Don't tell anybody. Run away. No, I'm just kidding. I go through a thing of lots of emotions, but in the best way. Not like of, oh, like that's so shameful. Of just like, you were living, sis. Who cares? Yes, I want to know. Yeah, so chapter 5 was unfortunately true. Chapter 5 was true. And like many of you kind of hinted at, was definitely a soul lesson for both of us. And our souls were so heavily attached to each other, that it was hard to not find each other, even in town. Like, we won't, like, I won't, like, I wouldn't even be thinking about him, but energetically, we would just find each other in the most, like, random places, farmers markets, coffee shops, different days. It was just so weird walking down the street. Like, it was very synchronistic, and it was always also around portals. But it was a doozy to be around him, and that's why I also say, like, be careful what you manifest or what you wish for. And then sometimes it's meant to be. Like, I feel like if I didn't go through that lesson, I wouldn't be the person that I'm in today, or am today, because I was able to feel what a real soul recognition kind of feels like, because that's what it was. But in this case, the story was not meant to unfold in, like, marriage and all that stuff. Yay. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Dee. It was like a soulmate connection, and it was divinely guided. I loved it, yet it was powerful. Yeah, it was like, it was almost kind of frightening feeling how deeply you can feel connected. Like, there was a moment where I like held my stomach, and I was like, oh shit. I'm about to lose myself. Like, I had to, like, consciously stay grounded. I had to stay fully grounded and be in the moment of, like, I don't even know. Like, it was the hardest thing, because even when we were together and we would be in each other's vicinity, or we would be walking around holding hands, it was like nothing in the world mattered. Like, nothing in the world mattered, and we could only hear each other. It was like everything else was gone. And our, like, sexual magnetism was so strong. Like, we would touch fingers, and it just, like, would send energy through our bodies. And there was a moment he was like, I really don't, this is very strong. Like, I don't know what to do with it. And then the whole story unfolded. I just emailed you. Yay, I heard the bing. On my phone. So I definitely got it. What's up, Zawadi? How are you? How's your energy? How are things? I was talking about chapter 5. I didn't see a comment from you. I just did a giveaway. I didn't see a comment from you, but we finished the giveaway. I'm giving away something else next week. Everybody won on this one. Everybody won on this one because I felt like it. I've come to a place to know soulmates come to teach soul lessons that push us to embody our truth deeper. Yeah. And same thing with twins too. Twins as well. Every moment, like, I have the belief of every moment is a moment for a lesson, regardless of what it is. And some lessons are more obvious than others, but there's always something to learn in every interaction and in every moment of existence, right? Because technically all energy is also information, and we're constantly receiving it. And we're meant to go on these soul journeys, and some are longer than others, and some are really short, and some help our ego dissipate, and some of them don't, and all the things. But it's like so fun to go through them. But yeah, to harness a deeper truth, that's like a great way to put it. And there was also a part of me that didn't realize how strong I actually was. Like, I needed that moment and those moments together where my foresight already told me, obviously, that when the relationship was ending. And so I was like, I'm just going to enjoy it for what it is, because that doesn't always happen. Like, sometimes you don't have the foresight to be able to see. You can kind of sense it. Like, if I were to look into my future, I would see that person's line just drop off. And I'm like, okay, that's when it ends. Like, they're not in it anymore. Like, I'm like, they're not there. Literally, energetically, visibly, they're gone. And so I was like, oh, that's a quick time. I was like, whatever, this is what I wished for. It just unraveled in a way that I didn't expect. But you always, like, for me, I'm always wondering, like, oh, okay, if this is a temporary soul lesson, how does it actually end? Like, how does it end? Do I have any say in the ending? Usually, but not always, right? Like, sometimes it's just out of the blue, out of the blue, and then you do things like I do and cast little spells. Hi Zawadi, Albert. I learned a lot from my experiences with my twin, for sure. What's something that you've learned, Elle? Hi, Claire. Oh my gosh, Claire. So I decided that everybody who commented, actually, because the time limit is over, is getting one free text tarot. So you all won. That's what I'm doing this week. So amazing job, because I just was leaning into it. So congratulations. You're one of those people. I'll be sending a text message from the work number so you can claim it. And then you just ask your question. You have 7 days to use it. And then I'll give you like a quick little tarot spread with a picture and all the things as a thank you for commenting and also reflecting and doing your own work and having fun and being in this experience with me as well and supporting my business. So I want to say thank you to you all. I used to think soulmates last forever, but they are more here to allow us to unravel more into our truth. For me, at least, they are here in soul contracts. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, definitely. It's kind of like how the other day someone was on here and they were like, I feel like this person was only here to be my friend so they can help me get to this location. And I was like, sometimes that happens. Literally, like, so helper spirits, helper contracts. Claire, yay! I'm glad you enjoy. Thank you so much. Yeah, I want to pour into all of you just as much as you've been all pouring into me. And yeah, I feel like it's been so fun creating these chapters and like writing for everyone, and just also witnessing a lot of you creating your own Substacks. Like, that brings me so much joy to see you all be writers and poets and expressing yourself and proliferating that light around. So anything that I can do to also help unlock more of that divinity within you, I'm always happy to help. I went through some stuff at the beginning with him and it was trippy and there was a lot of growth, and now he's showing me unconditional love. Oh, unconditional love. And I've been learning how to give that too. Oh, that's so sweet. Unconditional love is just a magical thing. The first time I experienced unconditional love was actually within friendship, obviously with spirit and my ancestors too, and deities and stuff like that. Because once you can recognize it, you magnetize it as well, because it's a language that you understand. And it's just it's a whole different kind of world. Like, and you have to learn to receive it in its large ass capacity and not feel obligated to do all these things in return. Especially if you are more of a femme energy, but unconditional love is the state that everybody should ideally be in, or like is meant to be in by nature's calling. Reciprocity in relationship. Yes, healthy reciprocity. I felt so inspired to post a Substack after you did, and some others in the Discord shared it. It clicked. Yay! See, this is why we do this. Our stories and just one person's action can lead to a ripple effect in the rest of the community. That's why artists and so many people during this time are important, because if I speak, then all of you speak. And if I speak love, all of you speak love. And then you reach more people. And then that means they reach more people. And then before you know it, we have a more peaceful world, right? And that's how generational healing works. If I were to speak a lot of hate, and then that would feed into something that you were feeling, and then that's what would proliferate outside of us. And there's a lot of chaos in the world right now. And so as artists, it's important to be, we acknowledge the pain and the suffering and all of that, but we also can acknowledge the love and push that frequency out as much as we can to help people elevate out of a lot of that low frequency energy, so we can counterbalance what's going on in the world. It's not like, we're turning away from what's happening. Absolutely not. I mean, my Substack has a mix of activism. Everything in my business has activism in it, and I talk about identity and lineage and all these things. It's no secret, and imperialism almost on every live. So it's like we don't have to trap ourselves into being an artist for the sake of like the title. Like, artistry is who you are at your core. And so I'm an artist, an activist, dancer, all these things. And so I do all those things. And then if you see me do all those things and you feel permission, you feel the permission in you to go do all the things that you enjoy doing. And then you're happy. You have a sense of belonging. You're not trying to take joy from somebody else. You're proliferating joy, and then it activates other people. It's quite a cool concept. You know what I mean? Oh my God, I think I did comment. I'm fighting up with this internet thing. I didn't see your comment, so I don't think you did. It was like Claire, Victoria, Nia, and L, and D. Yeah. We got to get this energy off of you. I'm going to subscribe then, L. Yeah, everybody subscribe to everybody. I need to go through and subscribe. Hi, Claire. Hi, Zawadi. Y'all are so sweet. Oh, no, that's not fair. You sharing helped me feel inspired to share my ancestral stories. It's so important to me. Good. I love when people share. We need to share. We all need to share more hugs. More hugs. I had a moment with someone the other day, and I like really wanted to hug them, but they weren't quite giving the body language. And like usually I ask, and I think it was written all over my face. They're like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Oh, now I don't even feel like saying, yeah, I'm okay. I'm just like hyper focusing on giving you a hug right now." And I was like, I'm just gonna, yeah, I'm solid. It's like, I'm not gonna go to shits about it. Hi, Nia. Nia, since you weren't on here either, I decided to give everybody who commented a prize today instead of just one giveaway. So everybody gets a free mini text tarot reading. So look out for a text message from my business number, and you have 7 days to use it. And since Nia, you were one of the people who commented, you also get a prize. I feel that once this big physical release occurs tomorrow, when I get my car back, my creativity is going to join you all on Substack and YouTube. Yay! Yes. Cutting the ties makes it so much easier to receive like all the things that you need, right? Like our creativity comes from love and connections and source and balance. And when something is disjointed and distorted, we can't do those things. We can't create. We don't feel comfortable. It's like our flow of energy is going the wrong direction. It's like, here's where you want to be, but then your energy is like way down the block. You know, I love Mango Man stories. I know you do, Zawadi. I know you do. This one was fun. Zawadi, what did you think of this one, of chapter 5? You can still vote on it. You can still comment on it. Actually, I would appreciate it. And also, everybody, if you didn't like the Substack post, make sure you go back and like it. What did you think? True or false? True or false? I already said what it was, but you joined shortly after. I'm actually releasing one today, and I'm scared to share, but I feel it's important to let my ancestors' stories be heard and show the message. Yeah, let it be out there. The fear will subside. Why do you feel fearful about it? That'll be great for you to share it, Dee. Oh, y'all are so sweet. I feel overwhelmed still with time management. Like flustered. Yeah, you got to slow down a little bit. Feeling more active. So I think it can be overwhelming and also exciting. I want to do everything. Yes. Stay grounded. Stay as grounded as you possibly can. Possibly can. It's normal though, because you're ascending and you're alchemizing in a way that's like not blocked by a bunch of stagnancies anymore, because you've been consciously working on it. Like you made the decision to work on your life and change and grow, and you've been so consistent that you always see results, right? And I've been working with you, and you've been in this beautiful community, so things are starting to like piece together, and you're finally experiencing freedom, which we talked about today in the love class. You're finally experiencing freedom. Freedom comes when you least expect it, I feel like. It always just like slaps you in the face. I was walking today because I was like, I'm going to get to the grocery store. Because of the time difference, everything is like hours behind on my calendar. And so I have more time in the rising to do stuff. But then I'm up really late. And I was feeling the same way too today. I was just walking around and I just felt so happy and free. Like I could see all these different things, and I picked myself a yellow flower and sniffed it. Like I was just doing all this stuff and was hearing Bob Marley songs and just watching all the dogs run around and just be so cute. They're so well adjusted because they're free and not like stuck with humans, and people don't treat them a certain way. Like I'm just like, it's so refreshing to see this, to see regulated dogs. And then I like, because it was, I was thinking about it, I was like, oh, when I first got here, I was like, I need to like get all the things. Like I had a very sometimes you will get in the habit of like hoarding stuff. Like if you have a list of things that you need to do, you will likely try and hoard a bunch of things, or like prepare so you don't have to do more stuff later. But like for instance, when I stayed in France for a while, like one of the things was every day, like you went to the store or the market, like you didn't hold a lot of things in your refrigerator or whatever. Like you would go around the corner or the block, get what you need, come back, cook it, and do this thing tomorrow. And so I started adopting that again, because I was like, why? Why would I want to do all these things? But there was a part of me that was like, I'm going to release that mindset again, because it's easy in Western culture to like want to hoard onto stuff, even emotionally, energetically, which is why, it's great to follow along with all these astrological things. Oh my gosh, all these comments just popped up. It was stuck. But it's good to let go and like not carry so many burdens. Like it was very much so like a literal and a like energetic. I'm not going to carry so many burdens, and I feel free walking. So why wouldn't I want to, do all these things? And I was like, my Spanish is way better because I'm freakishly good at learning. And so I was like, I'm not anxious anymore. And I just was walking. And I like had a moment of, when I first was out here, I was so like panicky because my body was just dealing with change, and people were like looking at me strange, and I was like, it's my energy, and then today I just was like, la, 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 having so much fun. People were stopping, saying all these fun things, and I was like, see, you just gotta let go. Ozzy, that's so fun. Yay! Of course, I'm happy to help. Hello, Jamila. You missed the giveaway. I'm fearful because it's stories they are able to tell, and I'm not sharing it to let it be heard. Just subscribed. They weren't able to tell. Yeah, it's important to do that. It's important to do it. That's why we have our gifts. That's what we're meant to do. Just like that one live when I was talking about, our generational healing is our ancestral healing. And, like when I heal and light my candles, I invite them in to do the same. And when I would do my water work, I would allow the energies to be in my body and allow them to share their story so then I can heal and help them let go. Right. So like we're supposed to have that connection. So I love that you're doing that. It's so important. Many of them had to stay in hiding and couldn't express themselves. Real I be over prepared. Right. Exactly. I was like, could I live in the energy of just a little wildness? I'm like experiencing a little bit of change right now because I feel like that would be quite divine. I mean, I still overdid. I'm not as bad as last time, but I was like, I'm a hungry person, so I naturally need a lot of food. But I was like, we're not going to overdo it like last time. But I was so proud of myself because, negotiating a taxi in Spanish and doing all the things. I was like, who fucking knew I could say that? I miss that about traveling. I have space to do that now with the farmers markets in my hometown. Thank you for this reminder. Yeah, just do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like in a lot of Western culture, we're just like in this energy of hoarding and like keeping and just not being in a flow of joy and doing something for the experience. Like we're always on the like, I'm going to alleviate stress for myself. It's like, well, if you saw the world in a different way, would you be so stressed? Right? Like that's the actual question. It's like, are you just putting a band-aid on it and you could just change your life a little bit and your mindset, and then the stress would also alleviate itself rather than trying to manipulate the things to be able to please you? Just throwing that out there. I would hoard money and then binge spend. I think it's better to be in balance with it. Yeah, completely. I was the same. It's easy to do because it's just like it is. But energy is constantly in in motion, and so it makes sense to be able to like let money go and then allow it to flow back responsibly. Exactly. It's my stress. Yeah. I know. Like that's literally what I was like, Z, no stress. I was like, oh, I'm free. Okay, bye. And I just walked out, and I was like, to be able to shift so fast, I was just like enjoying the scenery. And then there was like an older masculine on like a scooter was driving real slow, just staring at me, smiling, and I was like, I'm just gonna enjoy them admiring how amazing I am. I'm just gonna write a story in my head as I walk around, and I'm like, look at this puddle. What a great puddle. I'm not gonna step in the puddle. You know what I mean? Just be in the moment. Just totally be in the moment. Yeah. It's a sense of freedom. It's a sense of freedom. Sometimes you don't worry. I mean, you don't worry. Sometimes you don't. I'm getting so much information. It's like overload. Sometimes you don't realize how not free you are, even in your day to day tasks. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I will like intentionally make my place dirty sometimes because my mind will sometimes get in these ruts of like hyper focusing on controlling my environment that I intentionally mess things up, mess. Um, but then I'm like, to feel good and to look at the pile and know that I successfully do not feel stress about it. And I'm like, I now have the option of picking it up. Right? Like I'm a weirdo. But like, you know what I mean? Like imagine if you went through your entire life like not being bothered by things like, and there was this is a good example of like my sister had had asked my mom to borrow the car because something had happened to hers, and like my mom is just a worry wart. Like that's just how she is. She always has to say the obvious thing. And my sister was like, enough, like all this time. Uh, and she was like, you only like pick on me and all these things. And she was like, no, I do not. I was just telling Alicia that she needed to blah, 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 blah. And I happened to be coming around the corner. I was like, yeah, she does it like every 5 minutes. But it's like, I like, I was like, mom knows I'm going to look at her and be like, that's nice. And she still says it. So it's like, to be unbothered is to also be free. You know what I mean? Yes, that is peace to me. Exactly. Exactly. You just got to like, you know, really ask yourself if it's worth carrying it. Like, what is the point of of carrying all these things? Like, the other day I broke something, and I was like, no, I don't feel upset about it. Like, I don't like, like check in with yourself. Like, oh, I spilled this. Am I upset by it? Like this cat keeps jumping on the bed, even though I tell him a million times not to do it. It's like, I'm not upset with it. And I'm like, you're the cutest thing I've ever seen, but like, don't do it. Don't do it, Tiny Tot. Don't do it. You're doing it again. It's like, I'm just going to laugh because this is the beauty of life. This is the beauty of life. To be unbothered is to be free. Yeah, it really is. Because then you're not attaching to all of the ties. And it like to bring it back to chapter 5, like, and like having that insight at that moment to be like, I'm just going to observe because I can. I'm just going to exist in this moment, even if it's not a great situation to be in. I'm going to be unbothered and realize, because also like when you're in that state of being unbothered, you can more clearly choose what to do next. Like you can literally choose what to do next. If you're bothered, all you have the capacity for is that one emotion. And so you will constantly continue to create decisions based on that one emotion and that story that is just on repeat on your head because that's all you know. But when you're unbothered, it's just space. Like you have the space to be able to decide. And, that moment where I was like, I'm just going to not be bothered by them energetically and physically. I'm just going to make that clear. Like, we're not doing that. But for those of you who missed it, who weren't on the live earlier, this chapter was true, even amongst all the red flags. All the red flags. Yup. I did that. I did that. I definitely did it. Guilty. Guilty. But so grateful. So grateful. Everybody teaches you something in your life. Like, what is a lesson that you've all learned from someone, even if it wasn't the best person, right, on paper? What was something that you feel like was so valuable to you that you can carry with you? Like, honestly, all these chapters, I feel like I got to know myself in a completely different way. Who am I? What am I choosing? Why am I choosing this? Where's my spirituality at? Like, what kind of love do I want? I have the option, like learning these options and then learning that, like, oh, like I don't really have to talk to you. you know, knew it. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Yeah. It was definitely real. And then, just asking for the truth to be revealed. And like, you'll like, I don't know if you've ever felt this, but sometimes you have to write out situations, like spiritually, especially if you're in a spiritual on a spiritually destined path. Like, I teach about spirituality, so a lot of my lessons and interactions with people are always going to be spiritually led, and always going to be quite strong and weird and miraculous, because that's how spirituality exists. um and so it's like I'm not going to be going in relationships in the normal way. um and they're obviously in that story, like, I had to wait until the end because I had to see, and I'm glad that I did. I mean, it would have come back anyways. It would have come back anyways. Because that's the thing about spirituality, it comes and bites you in the butt over and over until you pay attention. And I was grateful because I mean, I felt a lot of love. I also felt a lot of toxicity and put myself into it. Put myself into it. And that's why you need to have people on speed dial with, hey, I'm picking up that I have to stay in the situation, or not really stay, but like see it to the end. Is this what you're picking up? I don't have to save anyone from themselves. Yeah, exactly. And also, like, that whole conversation at the end where we're chit chatting, and I just like stop him because it was very clear, like, he just was very pig-headed. um but that he was very good at speaking the language of love that I thought I wanted. And it was very clear that I couldn't tell the difference between authentic love and real love. And that I was too heavily involved in my physical realm, like my physical body and my physical responses. And then I was like, I need to vet situations a lot differently. But like I said earlier, really got to understand what it felt like to experience such a strong soul attraction that was like around for months and months and months and months before. And like, meeting versions of them is always the weirdest thing. um but it was also like really cool. It was really, really cool. And seeing how slippery of a slope it can be when you start to feel that soul contract, and both of you having, whatever past lives or agreements also come to the surface. And then what's going to happen next? It's okay to not be liked by everyone also. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like with relationships, it's like an invisible expectation to want to some people to want to be liked by the person that they were with. I wasn't interested in that. Like like, I had learned very quickly that no, like, I'm still allowed to have boundaries. And my thing is, like, I'm not letting you back into my life. And he couldn't comprehend that. Like, he couldn't comprehend what that looked like, because he wanted, like, you like kept being like, but are you hearing what I'm saying? Like, I want you in my life. And I was like, I don't think you are understanding. And then running into him again and being like, I sent you my birthday thing. And I'm like, I'm aware. And I deleted it. And he was still like, but I want to be your friend. And I was like, I don't think you understand how relationships work. Like, I don't think you understand that there is another person. Like, he literally could not comprehend that there was another person involved and could make decisions, because he was very in his ego. And I was like, the irony, the irony as a yoga instructor, right? So it was like a lot of lessons, and me just being like, Yep, chose it. I learned that my behavior is my responsibility. Yeah, if I continue to choose to behave in justified reaction to the behaviors of others, then I will end up way off my own path and integrity. That's a beautiful lesson. It's so, 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 so true. So true. You end up losing all the greatest parts about yourself, your authenticity. Those alignments be making us think this person is about to be the love of your life when in fact they are a lesson. Yeah. But I feel like that's what it has been like a part of the fun, differentiating the lessons and how you can actually surrender to it. My friend and I were just talking about this of, normalizing when a lesson is over and letting go, especially in the spiritual space. Like it's so common. And then there's like the human attachment to things, and it's almost like tests over and over and over again of, can you be happy even learning to let go, right? The ego needs you to hold on, but the spirit needs you to let go. But you feel that strong attachment that can feel like love, but it's not. It's just like a flow of energy, and maybe there could be some past love that was happening there, and like in this lifetime it was just meant to be broken, like so you can receive the real love that your soul is meant to receive in this lifetime. Alignments can be like Thailand and being a writer. Okay, that's funny. Someone Nia, do explain. But that makes me laugh because yesterday while I was sharing in the Art of Love and Magnetism, there were a handful of people from the past who messaged me back to back certain hours throughout the day. And one of them had to do with Thailand. And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. I was in an interesting poly relationship that was super hard, but we all learned a lot, and it turned out how it was supposed to because I found my fairy tale partner. We went through fire, really. Now we are happy. Oh, I love that. Yeah, poly relationships take a lot of vulnerability, respect, um, openness. I was friends with someone, this was also during the great siphoning, is what I call it, um, who was like really wanted to be in poly relationships, and my lesson around them was like asking myself and learning if that was for me and all that kind of stuff, because spiritually I would pick up on their information, and then poly type things kept showing up in my life, and like the reverse energy was happening. It was like the weirdest thing, but also within those lessons I completely agree, like you end up finding a lot of fairy tale things that happen as you discover yourself, whether it's for you or not, right? Like there's no judgment, but the way that your journey is can be so freaking unique. And there were a lot of times when folks had, oh, I don't want to say because one of the chapters, I'm going to actually pause. Pause. I really hate losing myself. Yeah. Do you mean in relationships you've lost yourself before? The great siphoning. Yeah. No, literally. I almost died. I call it the great siphoning. I should write a book about that because it was like, I've never seen shit like that before. I've never heard about it, never read about it, never, nothing, nothing, nothing. And, ooh. But I learned a lot about myself and what, I'm not willing to allow in relationships. Not, it wasn't romantic, but just in relationships in general. In general. But you eventually find your freedom. Again, I'm just glad that you all are living in your authenticity as much as you can. those were some commonalities you had with the guy in this story. But also, Thailand is one of my dream places to visit, and I'm stepping into being a writer. I know, isn't that weird? It's weird how that energy just kind of lingers, right? Because like I was laughing when I wrote it because I was like, oh, they wanted to write in Mexico, and I was like, what the? And then like I'm going through the chapters, and I'm like, well, all the signs were there. I just couldn't fucking read them back then. I'm like, oh, that's lovely. Oh yeah, like you should definitely. That sounds like a great idea. Here I am, like you little tiny Daisy who just didn't get it. And I was like, oh, okay, spirit, even I'm doing that. Got it. I love that it's one of your favorite places. Have you started planning your trip, Mia? Be a writer. You're not stepping into being a writer. You're a writer. You're a writer. Please write if it feels right. It resonates with something I experienced too. Yeah. At the end of the day, I feel like we've all experienced the same things. It's just manifested differently. Like very, very different. Um, it was actually it was a very hard time for me. And it took a lot out of me, including almost my life. It took my finances. It took my literal identity, social security number, like all these things. And I had to learn it. I had to learn it. Yeah, maybe I need to write about it so I can help more people. I'm doing beginner vinyasa yoga. Yay! How do you like it? Yeah, I was reading this like, wow, look at Z checking off her list. I know. That's why I'm like, being a seer is a little bit weird because like there's so much information that you're gonna miss things all the time because you're so joined that you're like, oh, is that my story or someone like my friend here the other day. I will like have a tendency to just blurt out stuff, things from the future that I just don't understand or why I'm saying it, but I'll just say it from my own tense, but sometimes it's not for me. And I was like, you know what? I was like, I just need to get on the back of a motorcycle with my hair blowing in my wind, and like, I was like, have sex with this man, and then blah blah. And I just like said all this stuff, and I was like, the fuck was that? And then it manifested for someone else, like 2 days later, and I was like, oh. So then I'm like, I'm gonna do some more shielding. But I was just like high as a kite, not literally high, but like energetically high when I first got here on this land. I was just like, beedo, 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 saying all these things. I should. Nia, do you want to rephrase that about your trip? Try again. Period. I am a writer. But also rephrase this one, please. I've done yoga throughout my life, but I've never liked it as much as dance. Yeah, try different styles of yoga. And definitely do dance. Yoga is really good for your spirit. This is the exact reason I love journaling now, because I do predict the future. Yeah, it's all energy. It's there. You just have to learn how to see it. Yeah, you have to learn how to see it. Oh, I need to write something down. Hold up. I keep thinking I see a cat, and it's not a cat. It's a leaf. I think I need to slow my energy down, though. I gotta do a whole yoga video, not just a few stretches. Yeah, not just a few asanas. Asanas. Yes. Try and do a whole video. At least do like a 5-minute one. And then work your way to 10 minutes. You just have a lot of energy. You got to focus. I will plan my trip to, yes, please do follow up. Please do follow up. I'm excited for all of you because you're all very gifted, and it's so fascinating and magical to see how fast your gifts are growing. Um, I wish I could talk to the whole world. Like, I wish I had like this thing that was like, hey, I'm going to teach you something today. And then everybody could be nice. Everybody can be nice and loving and say hello like you all do. Be amazing and follow your crafts. Nia, what do you want to write about? What do you want to write about? This place, I don't know what I highly recommend everybody manifest as much as you can right now. Like every day I sit down and script something because I want to and I love it and it comes true. And sometimes I fucking miss messages, and that's totally fine too. You know what I mean? Like, no one's gifts are perfect. And also, like, sometimes you're gonna miss messages because you're in a deep state of surrender. That's how I feel. Like, I don't always catch things because I don't care to, because I know that God's going to carry me there anyways. Like, even though God, like, when I was looking back at Mexico and all these things years ago, I was getting these messages, missed every single one. Missed every single one. Send messages in all our inner ear. Yeah, I'm gonna be like, hello, hello, hello. Oh, which, by the way, next Z School for the Gifted, we're gonna be focusing on claircognizance. So just like we opened clairaudience and looking into the spiritual realm, we're gonna be focusing on claircognizance next class. So make sure you're there. Piece I used to write as a child. Hi, Emerald, what's up? I would go to school, ignore the teacher and lessons, and write. I love that. Yeah, sometimes, you know, you gotta let kids be kids because they're so magical. They know way more than people think. Obviously, you're gonna have to teach them certain things about the world and that kind of stuff, but if we just stop forcing kids to be a certain way, they will naturally be successful. They will naturally be successful. The fact that, like, many of us are circling back around to the thing that we so naturally did as a child should tell you to stop messing around with like with children. You know, like, the education system needs to change. It needs to change. And I was a writer, same thing. Me too. I would write all the time, and now I'm writing again for a living, and teaching and all the fun things. And that's why the inner child work is so important. So I got all of you if you need a fly with me session. It unlocks a different part of your soul. Like, I literally, when I made that session, I feel like it's like a click, 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 and then the vault opens. You know what I mean? I don't know how to explain it. I feel like we're all so blessed and get this intimate teaching time with you before you are on a worldwide stage. Oh my gosh. I love that. Oh, you're so sweet. I literally wrote the other day in my book that, what is this? Clearly, I have to start a new book because it's just coming out of my mouth. Let me write this down. Do you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth? I have been hearing. I know which book I need to write. I actually wrote. Oh, I'm getting distracted. But I'll tell you in a second. Thank you for saying that, Claire. I want to be on the stage now. I'm going to talk to God and talk like that. Dear God, I want to be on the stage now. I want to help other people. Please and now. Thank you. Love you. Amen. Ashe O. Hit it. I'll be not waiting. I'll be living. It was great. I thoroughly enjoyed the food, and the water was so beautiful. At home, currently sorting out staying long term. What, Nia? Oh, Let's go. Oh yeah, I was trying to tell you, Claire, that, or was it? Hold on, I need to slow down. I was laughing because, fuck, it's gone. Oh my goodness. I need to I didn't get in the ocean today. So this is what happens when I don't get into the ocean. It's just a bunch of nonsensical information. Oh, I decided, because there's this book that I've been wanting to write, but I wasn't feeling in the energy to be able to write it. And when I'm here, I feel like I'm literally in love with everything. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I just love everything, and like the plants and the people and all the little doggies. Like I had a dog follow me home today, and I was like, "Are you gonna be my dog?" I was like, "I love you." It just looked at me like all happy. And I was writing the chapter, and it just was like, it felt like I was writing with magic. It was like this weird feeling, but I was also speaking it at the same time, but seeing it in my, like, that's how I write. Like I see things and I try to explain them, and then just kind of clean it up and then let it go. And I was like saying, I was like, oh yeah. And then I met this person and their name is blank. And then boop. And then that person messaged me right then. And I was like, I love this place. I love this place. This is why everybody needs to be writing and like scripting. I'm telling you, wherever your energy is feeling called to, just do it, because it's going to be so in sync. I'm getting like ET phone home. I'm getting a lot of weird things today. It's just going to make everything so magical. Your new book. Thank you for keeping me on track, Claire. I'm writing a screenplay. I love that. I love screenplays. A fun coming of age story of a magical teen young adult. I just came up with it. Now it's going to happen. Yes. Oh my gosh. Keep going. Keep going. I wrote my first screenplay when I had foot surgery and was still high at my grandma's house. It's called Bodies in the Basement. No one told me I was a medium. I was high as a kite. Oh, and the weirdest thing is that it turned out, so I wrote that screenplay basically, and it turned out that somewhere in their family line, someone in the family had actually murdered other family members, and it wasn't quite in the basement, but it was something similar to that. And that's what I was picking up on, because it just came out of me as if like it was like talking. And then I like was trying to figure out what the hell was going on, because as one of my grandmothers was like passing away, I started to see the same visions that I hadn't seen since I was like maybe 11 or 12. And I was like, this is what I was fucking writing about. And by then she was like not doing so well, like really slipping in and out of reality, because I could see it. And she kept saying like bodies in the blah, 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 bodies in the whatever. And I was like, so it was true. And it was weird. And then she passed away like a day later. It was trippy. I'm getting my ass kicked right now. It's like 1 minute, everything is good. The next, I'm lost in a sea of chaos of me. I'm at war with myself. SOS, send help, dramatic Leo. Yeah, you need to clear out some energy right now. It's normal for this kind of portal thing going on. But Leos, yes. If you can come to class, you're definitely welcome to come to class. We're going to balance you out. I do that finger thing. It reminds me of Wally. I freaking love Wally. I was doing that not that long ago. Oh, it's raining. I saw this little, I think it was like a vacuum or something. Just, you know how it goes. Like, Claire, I feel like we're actually quite similar in terms of things that we do, like Lord of the Rings conversation. But I was like, Wally, and I went to touch it and then like realized what I was doing, and I was like, I'm still gonna do it anyways, even though everybody's looking at me. I don't care. I live my best life. I'm gonna go for now. I might be back. If not, have a wonderful day, everyone. Have a good day, Elle. Have an amazing time. Have an amazing time. We heart you. Stay grounded. I started writing a book, did a mock-up, then got distracted and quit. Yeah, try again. Try again. It's just a flow of energy. Just a flow of energy. My eyes are so dry. This fan is like, I didn't put it in the right position. Wow, gifts on 1,000. Yeah, it was weird. And I didn't really talk about it because I didn't know how to explain it to my family. And then I started looking into the paperwork, and it was actually in the paper and in my grandma's thing. And then, like, there was another sibling. It was like they were kind of unwell. I mean, she wasn't like my direct grandma, but she was like through marriage and stuff. But I was like close with her a lot, and I always felt like there was something weird. And I've never like I didn't write anything before then. Like I would write when I was really, really, really young, and then I stopped writing, and then I just randomly started writing that day. Um, and I didn't really have a computer. I don't like I I think I like used my sister's or something like that, or maybe I put it in a notebook, but I just was like, and I remember sitting so I can see it. I was like in a whole different state, and I was like facing the window, and there was like something out there, and then there was like a shed, and then it was like all this stuff that was just coming through, and I just started like going at it, and they were like, you should rest. And then they're like, what are you writing? And I was like, oh, like a story. And they're like, about what? And I was like, bodies in the basement. And they're like, that's creepy, and then left. Like just I stayed there, but like I just like went into the whole thing, and it was like, yeah, this whole journey of like uncovering, but it was like a weird type of way. I mean, obviously now I understand like why it happened, and all that stuff, and like what it was and what my gifts were actually doing, but I couldn't understand it back then. But that's why I also don't question myself anymore, in terms of things I pick up from people or feel the urge to write or speak out about, because I'm usually right. Because it's just energy, and you can begin to see it. And a lot of the times when people are getting older and they're passing away, like they don't have the same filter as they used to have. And I could just, yeah, it was just a really trippy experience being that age and like seeing like a film. It like came out like an actual film, and like how to shoot it, and all these things. And yeah, there's just also something off about that house. There's something off, like, and I like hated sleeping there. And everybody always slept fine, but I was like, how the fuck do you sleep? I'm like, there's like 30 people in here. I'm like, I was never sleeping. Like, I was like, there's something off. Like, there's something wrong. And I'd be really weird about like touching stuff, because like obviously now I know about attachments, but back then like I didn't know, so I wasn't always touching doorknobs, and I was like using my shirt, or like not touching people's keys, or like if I had a cup, it was like my cup. Like I was like holding on to me, because I was like, something is weird there. And then it was like the same house that I got assaulted in. Like it was just this dark kind of cloud of stuff. That's why I say like children are so gifted, but like people think that they're lying. You are feeling in love with life. Oh, completely. That's like exactly how I feel. Like it just, everything feels so good. Like I woke up today, I felt like a different type of Disney princess, since we were just talking about that. I literally opened my double doors and was like, yes. I was like, oh, this place is cute. It's like, oh my goodness, they're so cute. Caught myself in the mirror. Yeah, just loving life and loving myself. And I went to like grab my clothes, and I was like, oh, who are you? I love that you're laughing. It makes me laugh too. Good. Everybody should laugh, because I literally was ready to cry like a victim. Oh no. But I think I'm just too isolated. What have you been doing? Are you going outside? I'm ready to get back to writing. I think I'm going to start posting my Leo theatrics as well. Gotta move this energy and stop being such a loner. Oh, be easy on yourself. Writers tend to do that though. Like right before they birth something, we need isolation to like channel the information, but we also need joy and excitement and community. We just don't have the same capacity as everybody else. And we have to be able to get lost in ourselves without getting lost. Like that's why you always hear about in art history and all these things, like, you know, they moved to a house on the side of a mountain and blah 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 blah. And you see it in all these movies because it's like you can't freaking hear the story if you're in the middle of a city and it's like wah wah. Except sometimes you do, like if you read like an Emily Zola book or you know, like some writers can totally do it and they write about their environment, and then there's writers that don't. So maybe what I said was just inaccurate, but you know what I mean. Off to see clients for the day. Yay! Thank you all. Thank you, Z. Remember us when you're famous. Oh, of course I'm going to. That's what I was gonna say. I literally had written down that I was gonna give everybody tickets. Like randomly had that. I wrote in my notebook and I was like, who would I give a ticket to? I would give tickets to Z School for the Gifted. Like all those things. And I was like, I love being this way. You're so beautiful. Thanks, Ancient Eyes. How are you? How are you? I was just talking about how amazing I am. What? And today my outfit is great. I'm going to be going dancing with my friend tonight. Woo! And then a comedy show tomorrow. I love that you are feeling in love with life. It's like, oh, that's a blueprint. Yeah. When was the last time you all felt in love with life? Like, have you ever felt that feeling, or is it like completely new for you? I'm gonna also double check I don't have anything on my calendar because sometimes my ass be forgetting. Oh! No. It's so cute. Oh, no wonder. Okay. Nope. Okay. When was the last time you all felt in love with life? Ever? Or what do you think it would feel like? I also today, do you know what I did? This is like, I also feel like I can be myself here, which is why your environment is so important. Because I have all these tattoos and I've got my Aztec thing going on, and it's like nobody judges me here. And it's like in the US, people get really weird and they stare at you. And so I feel like I can relax into the energy. And I got these amazing homemade chips. They're so good. Like I just like am excited to do everything. Like not just wake up and, you know, like go to work and all. Like I'm excited to wake up in the bed that I am in. I literally wake up like, and do all the things. And then I'm like, oh, maybe I'll say my Psalm 91 right now, talk to Ganesha. Let me put on my little bathing suit. Oh, he's cute. You know, like all the things. Like you just gotta love life. And I organized my fridge today because I got some food and I was like, that is a blessing. I started feeling that way about a month ago every day. I love that. How are you feeling now? Is it still there? Is it like harder to tap into? The last time I felt in love with life was living in Wilmington, North Carolina, waking up and riding my bike to the beach and coming home and hanging out with my favorite people. It's been 5 years. Why did you move out of North Carolina? Or are you still in North Carolina, just in a different city? Part of North Carolina? How can you all create this for yourself again? What little things can you do? What do you love to do? It's an energy shift. Like I really had to allow myself to receive it. Like be okay with feeling amazing. Like and letting that in and being like I feel so grateful for it, even on days when it's hard, right? And there's some days I wake up and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so hard. How am I going to do this? I'm going live so late and I'm tired and all these things. But I'm also so grateful that I can go live so late and it doesn't matter. And I have all this food, like, like anything that you feel upset about, you can just reverse it. And it gives you a deeper appreciation about life. I feel like my ADHD is cracking off today. I feel like that every day now. Oh, yay! Amazing. I love that, as you should. I saw your stuff in the Discord too. I loved it. I loved it. You can always tell when someone's really happy. You can feel it, It's different than other things in life. And then you begin to recognize it. I put in my little AirPods, and just enjoy life. Like listening to this rain right now in the background. It's amazing. Nothing to be upset about. I'm in Chicago now. My boss lost his job during the pandemic and we ended up here. I feel like I'm in the underworld. His family is so deeply hurt and they spill it all over each other instead of healing. Do you both plan to move away from Chicago? Or are you living with family? Is that why you're there? I'm curious. Yes, and turn the I am into I am. Meaning, if your question, if you're good enough, worthy enough, just say I am good enough. I am more than worthy. Hell yeah! My program's literally called More Than Worthy. Heck yeah! That's why it exists. Worthiness is something that's not always taught, but is very important for the way that people live in a state of bliss. That's what it always comes down to. It's exactly what it comes down to. We're together in the same space, but not together. Coincidentally told him I'm done with him in every lifetime and dimension. Oh, as a couple. Are you also grieving right now, Emerald? Are you also grieving? It feels like you're grieving. That's all. No, grieving. You can be single, but you could still be single and grieving in your emotions. But horrible because I'm still here. Grief is a separate emotion. Do you plan on moving? Do you plan on moving? I'm curious. And I'm going to get going in like 3 minutes. And also just a reminder, next Z School for the Gifted, we're going over claircognizance. And amazing job to all the people who commented before the timeline. As I mentioned earlier, I gave you all a prize this time. And it's a fabulous life because I wanted to say thank you and give you all hugs. And I've seen how hard you've been working. So I will be texting you all. And you have 7 days to use your lovely prize. And yeah, just wanted to share that. I'm upset at myself for all that I allow. I took my hands off the wheel of life. Oh yeah, that makes sense. A lot, like keep allowing yourself to be upset and do your best to shift through it. I definitely making plans now. I think I am grieving my life and the choices I've made. Yeah, I was sleepwalking and woke up and was like, what the hell is going on? That usually happens. The grieving process has to happen. Having I'm actually going to bring back the grief session and the grief group thing. I might do it weekly actually to offer it to folks who need it. but having a regular grief practice is important for everybody. It's not always normalized, but everybody needs it. Some people think it's like, oh, but I don't want to be sad. It's like you have to acknowledge your rainbow of emotions in order to keep healing. This could probably make a good book, honestly. You should write it, like you were talking about. Definitely write it. Everybody needs to hear people's stories. Just be out in the world, and someone's going to find you. And then more people are going to find you, and they're going to experience your healing, and then you can share with them what it was like and all this stuff, and they're going to feel seen and feel loved, and they're going to learn from it and grow and all the magical things. But yeah, I can't wait to hear what you create. And chapter 6 is going to be dropping. I'm really excited about it. I am going to head out, enjoy the rest of my day. Oh, look, it's sunny again. I think it was only going to rain for like 10 minutes, and then do all the fun things. So I'm sending you lots of hugs. Lots of love, everybody. Have an amazing weekend. Great job this week to all the folks who did the work, who are out there living, shining their light. Folks in Magic to Market, Z School for the Gifted, the Art of Love and Magnetism, on Substack, out just living, jumping in pools like Elle was doing. Just having fun. Keep being your unique self. And yeah, I heart you all. Boop, boop, boop. I will talk to you later. Bye, everybody.